when we spoke very briefly this past weekend, I said hi to you as you entered into the room with everyone else, and I said I am feeling complete. And you offered that instead I am feeling fulfilled. And as I was looking at, I just popped open a copy of Keep Your Spirits Up, your next book coming out, talking about reigning creative opportunities, and I was just thinking how interesting it is that we think we find, like a calling in life, and we go, okay, that's it, and implying that you're then complete. And yes. I realized that what you were saying is the fulfilled part is the feeling joyful and whole in that particular moment, whereas complete tends to put like a period on it, like a forced end to something, as if it can't change again.
Yes, because you see, it is not really the ending you want.
No.
It is not the ending you want. You see, you keep believing, because when you travel into the other dimensions, when it is time to transition, you feel a completeness, and yet, at the same time, alternatively, your soul goes on and on and on. You are eternal. And so complete is not an accurate representation of what your soul longs for. You long for fulfillment of filling up so that you can spill over and help everyone. And yet when you reach that point, when you truly feel fulfilled and you honor your state of fulfillment, then when the creative opportunities come to you, you know to say yes, because there indeed will be more. You see, alternatively, if you say, well, I'm almost fulfilled, but not quite, this and this and this happens, it brings you down the scale and you start to attract more of that. Honor your feelings of peace and fulfillment. It is like the same feelings as the start of our meditation, yes? That feels like fulfillment. And yet, what would happen if you were done? You have a fear of being done. You believe your death is being done. And when it is only just the beginning. From your linear state of mind, you can't understand the going on and onness that truly exists within your soul and spirit. And yet we want you to feel the expansiveness of that. You're starting to feel it, and it is joyous when you know you go on and on and on. There is no ending. There is no ending. There is no ending. And so you are never complete. And yet at the same time, you are always complete. Because you're always fulfilled. You're divine. You are full. You are full. What does it feel like to feel full? When you complete a meal and you feel full, how does that feel when you don't stuff yourself? You see, it is the same. When you try to stuff yourself full of earthly pleasures, you feel bloated. Yes, it's too much for your body. And yet, what happens when you just feel full? You don't feel like you're never going to eat again. Yes, you know that you will eat and nourish your body again. And so it is a joyous path to continue on and on, knowing that you will continue to seek joyous opportunities, because that aligns with your spiritual self, your soulful self.
That's interesting that you use that analogy with food as Thanksgiving is coming up, and I just realized that probably a big reason that, myself included, people stuff themselves to beyond painful on Thanksgiving is not because the food is so incredibly the best food ever. It's just that we are told that meal happens once a year, and so there's a scarcity that's put onto it.
Yes, that is an excellent example. You see, your entire life is like a giant feast. And so meter it out slowly. Just relish it as if you're relishing an excellent piece of food, that your life can be delicious if you choose to make it so. And yet often you stuff yourself full of all these experiences thinking that will bring you true and lasting peace, and it does not. It makes you bloated. You see, if you at this Thanksgiving instead approach your meal as where it originally came from, you see, a feeling of gratitude. You all know, all your teachers understand that in a feeling of gratitude, what happens? It expands. Yes, gratitude is expansive. When you focus on what you already have, it grows. You see, when you focus on the lack, more lack appears. And so focus on the bounty of it and know that you can have it at any time. Remind yourself that your life is a feast. It's like a giant buffet. You get to choose and you get to relish every morsel. And when you find yourself stuffing yourself, where is that coming from? Perhaps it's from an emotional vacancy you believe you have. You see, when others are pushing your button at the dinner table and old emotions are surfacing, perhaps from childhood, when you remember that it's all happening right now, then you can be present with your food and see it for what it is, just nourishment of your body. And remember that on the other side, you don't have a body to feed. And so the sense of taste is something to also be joyful about in this planetary existence. But take it slowly. You don't need to stuff your body in the same way you don't need to stuff your life full of all kinds of experiences all at the same time. You don't want your manifestations to happen all at the same time. You would put yourself on overload, you see, and so enjoy them as they come. Welcome them. When they do show up, big or small, honor it. Tell people about it. Be excited about the little manifestations show up. Then when the big ones show up, you won't be surprised at all because there's no such thing as big or small from where we stand. And we don't stand because we're non-physical. We made the joke.
Yeah, yes. I always appreciate your jokes.
And you see, it is also something worth remembering that you do not need to celebrate gratitude one time a year. Gratitude, yes. In the same way that heaven is not a place, it's a state of being. You see, gratitude is a state of being as well. Appreciation and gratitude. They go together so well. They are on the same level, dimensional level as freedom and love and peace, yes? They feel good. And so every day to the end of this year, your calendar year, that really doesn't exist, you see, that is also man-made. It amuses us. And yet, if you can just every day, just in every moment, you don't have to plaster it on social media. Just ask when you wake up what you have to be grateful for. It sets the day off right. It sets the tone off right. You don't need to announce it at dinner time when you celebrate your Thanksgiving, what you're grateful for. Just emanate it. Be grateful for the meal. Be grateful for life. Be grateful for this adventure that you chose. Be grateful for the lessons. Be grateful for the presence. Not with a T. Presence, as in being present. Be present at your meals, at all of your meals. Enjoy all the tastes and sensations that come with tasting your food.